Papoose trying to ride the wave of T.I.'s diss tracks aimed at 50 Cent has only brought even more criticism toward him and Claressa Shields. So today we're breaking down the situation involving 50 Cent. Today we're also talking about Papoose, and yes, we're definitely discussing Claressa Shields. But before we dive into the latest drama, let's rewind for a quick recap of the long history between 50 Cent and Papoose. Because believe it or not, their tension didn't just start yesterday. These two have actually had issues for years, something I mentioned in an earlier video, going all the way back to 2018. From what people remember, the spark that started it all happened when 50 Cent complimented Remy Ma on her weight loss. Sounds harmless at first, right? But apparently Papoose didn't take it that way, and that's when the back and forth started heating up. Back then, 50 Cent even began posting bold content online, including photos of Remy Ma in lingerie, while also clowning Papoose by sharing a picture poking fun at his alleged hairline. And as you can imagine, Papoose wasn't feeling any of that energy. He pushed back hard and made it clear he wasn't entertained. In fact, even back then, he was firing off jokes about "get the strap" when talking about 50 Cent. He also threw in some personal jabs, including comments about 50 Cent's breath and other petty digs. So yeah, the tension between them had already been simmering for a long time. Now let's jump ahead to 2026. As many of you already know, Claressa Shields seems to trend online almost every single day. But here's the part that makes people raise their eyebrows. Most of the time when her name is trending, it isn't tied to something positive happening in a career. Instead, it usually comes from controversy or something messy happening online. Whether it's comments she's made about Franchon Cruz Dezern, remarks directed at Layla Ali, statements about black women, or even things she said involving her own family, the internet has had plenty to talk about. Honestly, it felt like the drama just kept coming without any pause. And on top of that, people online were getting tired of what they saw as this messy situation being pushed in their faces, the whole rumored entanglement involving a still married Papoose. Now you already know 50 Cent pays attention to what's trending and what the internet is talking about. So he decided to jump in with a short skit that in his mind perfectly captured the chaotic dynamic between Papoose and Claressa Shields. The clip was basically a parody scene where their faces were edited onto characters acting out a messy relationship. In the skit, the character pretty much implied that the woman involved was nothing more than temporary entertainment. In other words, someone he only kept around for fun. And if you've been around the internet long enough, you already know that's exactly the kind of narrative people throw around when they're talking about a so-called side situation. That's the type of drama people label an entanglement. Y'all already know how those conversations go online. But apparently the joke hit a little too close to home because Papoose didn't take it lightly and responded by posting AI-edited clips of 50 Cent, including versions where his face was exaggerated and even edited onto a woman's body. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields also jumped into the chaos and appeared to react emotionally online. Then the internet did what it always does. It started digging through old footage. People resurfaced a clip from years ago showing 50 Cent performing at one of Claressa Shields' events. At that point, it really looked like the situation might explode into a full back and forth between everyone involved. Even 50 Cent escalated things by reposting an older video of Remy Ma talking about a past situation where she criticized Papoose and hinted that he didn't really bring much to the table financially. The post basically revived an old argument that had already stirred controversy years earlier. And just when people thought it couldn't get any more ridiculous, 50 Cent dropped another meme inspired by the classic Dave Chappelle Whack Arnold sketch, implying that Papoose belonged in that exact scenario. The message was pretty obvious. He was clowning him. But once the memes about Papoose's alleged hairline started circulating again, something interesting happened. Suddenly, Papoose went quiet and seemed to disappear from the back and forth completely. He basically vanished from the conversation altogether. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields, as usual, still had something to say. She later claimed that Papoose had advised her to stay quiet and keep her attention focused on preparing for her upcoming fight against Franchon Cruz Dezern at that time. All of that drama was happening back in January, but the interesting part was that Papoose himself was completely missing during that period. Seriously, the man seemed to disappear from the internet entirely, like he fell off the map. No posts, no responses, nothing at all. Now, fast forward to March 2026, and suddenly a new conflict starts brewing between T.I. and 50 Cent. This time, T.I. fired off several diss tracks in response to 50 Cent after he posted unflattering photos of Tamika "Tiny" Harris, T.I.'s wife, from Escape. The situation escalated quickly, and even members of T.I.'s family started releasing diss tracks as part of the response. Watching all that unfold, Papoose apparently decided this might be the perfect moment to jump back into the spotlight. So what did he do? He dropped 2 diss tracks aimed directly at 50 Cent. And honestly, when I saw that move, I had to pause for a second, because the timing just didn't add up. If he really wanted to address 50 Cent, it would have made more sense to do it back in January when their own drama was trending. But releasing songs months later while T.I. is already dominating the conversation feels like trying to ride someone else's wave. At that point, it starts to look like pure clout chasing, almost like he's hoping the attention around T.I. might finally remind people that he's still a rapper. But a lot of viewers weren't buying it, and initially 50 Cent didn't even take the bait. He basically said he had no interest in responding to Papoose, calling the diss tracks weak and not worth his time. But after the second diss track started circulating, people everywhere began tagging 50 Cent, waiting for his reaction. And eventually, he responded the only way he knows how, with a savage meme. The post showed a graphic labeled "The Secret Formula for Never Blowing Up," and the joke was brutal. According to the meme, the equation was simple: a 25-year rap career plus 0 hit records equals Papoose. The meme basically broke it down like a brutal equation. According to the post, you've got a rap career that's been running for about 25 years, and somehow people are still waiting for that big moment to finally happen. Then it adds the next part of the formula: 0 major hit records. So when you put those numbers together, the result in the meme simply equals Papoose. Just straight savage math. And the graphic didn't stop there either. It also included extra labels like mixtapes, excuses, almost made it, and the joke twist on "Get Rich or Die Trying," flipping it into "Get Rich or Stay Underground." Then the caption from 50 Cent took another shot, basically saying, "Make 1 hit record and I'll respond. Until then, go hang out with your boyfriend." Yeah, that line had the internet going crazy. And just to be clear, those are 50 Cent's words, not mine. He even doubled back on the joke, correcting himself in a sarcastic way like, "I mean girlfriend, your girlfriend." Now, look, I already know some people are going to get upset about him referring to Claressa Shields like that, because the implication behind that joke was obvious. Whether you call it an entanglement, a side situation, or something else, the comment definitely stirred the pot. But the truth is, this isn't the first time 50 Cent has thrown that type of jab in her direction. In the past, he's also joked about Claressa Shields looking masculine and implied that Papoose has a preference for handsome women, which is clearly an insult. Now, at the same time, if we're being fair, Papoose did take shots in his latest diss track at women connected to 50 Cent. He mentioned Daphne Joy, who is one of 50 Cent's baby mothers, and even dragged Vivica A. Fox into the situation for no real reason. And a lot of people online pointed out that Vivica A. Fox catching a stray like that felt unnecessary. So from 50 Cent's perspective, he probably feels like if you're gonna mention women he's been involved with just to make your diss track land, then everything is fair game. In other words, he's gonna keep clowning right back. And judging by the reactions online, a lot of people found the whole exchange hilarious. The meme alone racked up tens of thousands of likes, with people sharing it everywhere. But that wasn't the end of the story, because soon after that post started circulating, Papoose decided to respond. He jumped on Instagram and posted an old photo of himself standing with 50 Cent, and in the caption he wrote something along the lines of, "On this day, Curtis's breath smelled like," then followed by laughing and vomiting emojis. Then Papoose kept the energy going in his post and basically claimed the industry has changed. According to him, this is a new era in hip-hop where artists can't fake success by buying their own records just to make it look like they have hits. He argued that inflated numbers and manipulated sales can't fool the audience anymore. In his words, real lyrical talent will always outshine gimmicks. He also threw another jab, saying corny memes aren't going to save 50 Cent from him this time. Then he tried to shift the narrative by telling fans not to get distracted by the jokes online and remember that he believes he already won the battle. He even claimed that the moment he released his diss track, Agent Provocateur, it immediately hit streaming platforms and caused panic on the other side. To drive the point home, he tagged platforms like Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube Music, while adding hashtags promoting the track. But here's where things got interesting. Papoose also shared a screenshot in his Instagram stories claiming his song was trending at number 4 in music, sitting just behind T.I. Now, sure, that sounds impressive on paper, but when you actually looked at the comments, the reaction online told a completely different story. A lot of people weren't celebrating the track at all. Instead, the replies were full of criticism and jokes aimed directly at him. Some users said the only people quoting the lyrics were his girlfriend and his kids. Others pointed out the irony of the situation, reminding him that years ago he was taking pictures with 50 Cent like a fan, but now he's acting like he's on the same level. One comment even said it's wild to start a rap beef while the internet thinks your partner is the one financially carrying the household. Another user joked that being able to rap doesn't mean much if nobody actually cares about the music. Some fans from overseas even chimed in, saying they still play 50 Cent records in places like Nigeria, questioning whether Papoose has ever had that level of global impact. There were also people saying the diss tracks sound repetitive and aren't really moving the culture forward. Others accused him of simply trying to profit off 50 Cent's name to get attention. And when you step back and